Hey guys, it's Dr. Paul. And here we go with the ratchet plate. This is also in Chapter 6 of Learning SOLIDWORKS 2018 7th edition. I don't know why they're judging that plate. We don't know if it's ratchet or not. I've never met it. But anyways, it's basically, looks kind of like a saw blade. Okay, here's what it looks like. We're going to draw this rather quickly. You'll notice that there are two diameters here. Okay, one is 5 inches, one is 6 inches. Okay, so that means that's a ½ an inch here. Alright, so there's a couple of ways we can do that. It's just, you know, that poor cat, there's so many ways to skin it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start out with two construction circles, and I'm going to draw one of these teeth. Okay, and then we're going to use a circle pattern and repeat that tooth around. Okay, how we're going to draw that is it's 20 degrees from this point to this point. Okay, coming from the center out 20 degrees. And so that's fairly easy to go ahead and locate. And so we're only going to really have two object lines on this. The rest of them are going to be construction lines, and then we're just going to do a circle pattern, and then we'll come in and we'll do this keyhole or keyway, and everything else will be good. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and start it. So here we go. First things first is we're going to end up doing an extrusion. We're drawing it from the front. I'm going to go ahead and draw. Let's do the keyway part first. Let's do it a little differently here, just for fun. So we've got a circle here that's going to be cut out of it, and it's got 1 1/4 diameter, and it's got what's called a keyway. And a keyway is essentially if there's a shaft going into a gear, or in this case a sprocket. The only thing that keeps a circular shaft from spinning inside of a sprocket is a keyway. Okay, well, that's not the only thing, but that's one of the ways to handle it. And what happens is a key is basically just a piece of metal, rectangular piece of metal that sits in a groove in the shaft and extends up, which will let it slide into this keyway of the sprocket. And so that one area right there is what keeps the shaft and the sprocket in sync as they turn. Okay, so there we go with that. So let's take a corner to corner rectangle, and I'm just going to kind of draw it like that. Now, here's the fun part. We need to dimension this. This is a 1/4 inch by 0.125, so it's a 1/4 inch by 1/8 keyway on this. So the 1/4 inch is the width, okay, and the 0.125 is how far high that keyway sticks up from this point on the circle up. So how do we do that? Well, if we dimension and we hold in Shift and click the circle, and then I click the top line, it automatically goes to the top of the circle. Okay. So I held Shift in when I clicked the circle, and then I just clicked the top line. And now we'll do the 0.125 there. Now, it's not fully defined because it's not centered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this center line, midpoint, and hold Control and grab the center, and I'm going to make those vertically constrained. And now you can see that that is defined. This bottom's not defined. It really doesn't matter because I'm getting ready to cut it off. I mean, it could be all the way down here for all I care. Okay. So here we go. We're going to trim. I'm going to cut and get rid of that offending piece and cut out that middle. And there is that hole with the keyway. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the other thing. So I'm going to do circle. And I'm going to draw a circle out this way. And I'm going to say it's for construction. And let's go ahead and draw another one out while we're at it. And tell it it's for construction as well. Alright, so we're done with those circles. So now let's go ahead and dimension it. The outside circle is a 6 diameter, and the inside circle is a 5 diameter. So there we go. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sketch it out with construction lines to show you, and then draw over it with object lines. Normally, if I was doing this, I would take some shortcuts, but you guys need to understand the whole system here. So I'm going to come straight out from the center to the outside circle with a construction line. And then I'm going to come out with the same thing, except I'm going to come down a little bit here. Okay. Now, I'm going to dimension between those two 20 degrees. Alright, so there is where my tooth fits. And if I bring this back over here so you can see right here, what I've done is I've come straight out this way and I've come down this way. So I've identified this point and this point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back and I'm going to draw this tooth with object lines. Okay, so here we go. So standard line from this intersection to this intersection and then down to that point. Okay, and there is that tooth. Now it's 20 degrees. Alright, there's 360 degrees in a circle, so how many teeth are there? Okay, that's some basic math. So let's go ahead and go to a circular pattern, and let's pick the object that I want. Okay, line my entities. Notice it automatically picked my parameter, which is this is the point of rotation. All right. Now, how many do I need? Well, let's see. There's 360, and there's 20 degrees. So let's do some basic math. There's going to be 18 of these things, and we're going to say okay. And there is that saw blade. I'm sorry, the sprocket. It's like a saw. Okay. I'm not sorry. It's a ratchet plate, which is very judgmental. Alright, so there we go. We good? Excellent. So we're finished. So let's go ahead and finish that. And it says the thickness is 0.125 thick. And there's that ratchet plate. All finished.